Hi, my name is Kathleen and I wrote this book, Loving Choices, Peaceful Passing, Why My Family Chose Hospice. And today I want to talk about the comfort and support my sister and I gave to each other as we took care of our parents in their later years. Mom and Dad had 5 children, all born in the baby boom era. My older brother was born in 1945 and my younger brother in 1956, with 3 girls in between. After Mom and Dad raised their family, they pulled up stakes and moved to Prescott, Arizona. They built a lovely home there and had many happy years of retirement together. At that time, my sister Ann lived in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I lived in Monrovia, California, which is a small town in the suburbs of Los Angeles. The other 3 siblings lived on the other side of the country in different states. Late in the summer of 2000, Dad was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and was given 4 weeks to live without treatment. After the 3rd week of radiation, he was taken from the oncology clinic to the hospital via ambulance on a Friday afternoon because he was too weak to take more treatment. Ann drove up from Scottsdale and stayed with them, and then I drove over on Sunday night from California. And Mom and Ann and I were in Dad's hospital room. He was laying in the bed. He slept most of the time these days. He was emaciated, exhausted, and he just looked so sick. And the 3 of us said to each other that we didn't think more radiation was going to cure the cancer and would probably hasten his death. I knew about the Medicare hospice benefit because I'd been manager of the health insurance counseling and advocacy program, and so I knew that benefit, but we had not really spoken about it as a family at that point. Well, Ann went back to Scottsdale, and the next morning I called Dad's physician, Dr. Archer, and suggested that it might be time for hospice, and he agreed, and I asked him to help us talk to Dad about it. He came to the hospital that evening and described to the 3 of us what hospice was and what it would be like for Dad going forward. On Tuesday morning, the hospice nurse came and started to talk with us about what her role would be. And she started giving me a big list of things to do. And it was quite extensive. The hospice benefit is meant to take place in the home in most cases, and that's what we wanted to do, but you have to get everything ready before the patient comes home. And my brain was just filling up with a lot of details. I was losing my glasses, my car keys, my phone. I was really over the top and too many things going on in my brain. So I went to a drugstore in town and got a legal pad and a 10-pack of pens and started writing everything down. And I started making notes so that when Ann came back, she would know what I had done and what needed to be done. Dad came home on Thursday and got settled in. He was so happy to be home. We were all happy he was home. And then Ann came that Saturday to relieve me. And when she came in, I showed her this list of things that I had done and things that needed to be done while she was there. And then the next time I came to relieve her, she showed me her list of things she had done and things that needed to be done. We started calling this our brain annex because we grew to rely on it to know, we needed to know social security numbers, the names of the drugs Mom and Dad were taking, the people that were coming in and out of the apartment, who they were, what their names were. And we really did rely on it. It helped us a lot just to keep on track. The Medicare hospice benefit is very generous. It pays for the durable medical equipment, Dad's hospital bed, a wheelchair, things like that, the hospice nurse, pharmaceuticals, and it does pay for certified home health aides, but it's only for a couple of days a week. And we decided to hire home health aides for 24/7 care for my parents for a couple of reasons. And the first one being that we didn't live in the same town as them. We knew we weren't going to be there all the time. And we knew our mom couldn't handle Dad's physical needs. So we contracted with an agency and hired home health aides. And another reason we did that was because we're a very private Midwestern stock family. We didn't hug each other hello, we didn't kiss goodbye, and we were just not the kind of people that could take Dad to the toilet or help him with other very private hygienic matters. So that was our solution, to have the home health aides perform those tasks. And I must say, he fell in love with those aides. They really loved him too, because they said sometimes men don't want to have personal care from women they don't know, but Dad just loved them. He was so charming and gracious. We weren't expecting that, and it was a nice surprise amongst all the sadness. So I put this in about the home health aides, and I want to mention that a lot of people I talked to really wanted to provide that personal care for their loved ones. They wanted to bathe them, and they wanted to make sure that they were comfortable and dry, and all the hygienic things that patients require. So when you are caring for someone at the end of life, you go with a family culture. It's not going to change at this point. You do what you've always done, and you will find your way through. As I mentioned, we were not a real talky family, but we communicated on a lot of levels during those last days of Dad's life. We actually got very close in our own way, not maybe like other families, but in our own way. We became quite close, and I cherish those memories to this day. Again, the book is Loving Choices, Peaceful Passing, Why My Family Chose Hospice, and you can do it if you put your mind to it. You can provide your loved one with a death with dignity in their own home. I hope you'll pick up a book and give it a read.